voluntary functions, involuntary functions, so you should know that. Or mainly involuntary functions, sorry. The spinal cord, so here's our brain right here, and here's the cerebrum, and then down below is the cerebellum. Here's the right hemisphere, the left hemisphere, and then it connects to this portion right here, which is called the spinal cord. Spinal cord runs along here, and there's bundles of nerves that sort of go out at different parts of your vertebral column to different areas of the body, as you can see, all these different bundles of nerves and such. So what will literally happen is if I took a pin and I poked this guy or whatever right here, these nerves right here are going to send an electrical signal that goes up these nerves, right, into the spinal cord. The spinal cord is then going to send information to the brain stem, and then to the rest of the brain, mostly in the frontal lobe in this case. And then it's going to send information back down the spinal cord, the brainstem, then the spinal cord, then down that nerve again, and to whatever muscles need to be contracted to pull his arm back. Okay, so this is what can happen is with someone that gets paralyzed or something is they break. So the vertebral column, these bones right here, your vertebrae, they protect the spinal cord. And this is important because any information, even at the bottom of your toes, is going to be relayed through the spinal cord to your brain. So if you get injured here, right, you break your back here, and it damages the spinal cord here, then now the information, that comes from your toe all the way to here doesn't get passed, and therefore you won't feel anything. You can also not send messages down past this area, and that's a problem. We'll talk more about this in class, including things like stem cell research and such that will hopefully aid in improving people's lives in this. So that's the spinal cord. Spinal cord is protected by vertebral column. The peripheral nervous system is all nerves and associated cells that are not part of the brain or the spinal cord. So any cranial nerves, any nerves outside of the brain or the spinal cord. Let me go back real quick. We can use this one. So here's the spinal cord. This is going to be protected by his vertebrae. Okay, and then here's his brain, and it's going to be protected by this bone right here, which is known as the skull. So this is what protects any damage to the brain or the spinal cord. It also helps, this is where the brain stem is, right in the middle, and that means that because it's in the middle, and those are the most vital functions, it's going to be protected most out of all the rest of the brain. We're going to talk more about the brain and spinal cord, but here's your questions 1 and 2, and that's the end of chapter 35, section 3.